is so much to be excited for this weekend. Oh my God. Let's first talk about Juneteenth, which was yesterday, right? So I know we got a lot of people still celebrating Juneteenth. Whoop, whoop. And not only is it Juneteenth, but the Obama Presidential Center first day launching their opening was yesterday. So like I know a lot of people went out. I saw a lot of information online. A lot of people were tagging me in some posts and stuff. And, it was just an honor just to see that. And, I can't wait to go visit and put my eyes on it and take all my pictures and tell my stories. Yay! But no, like it is nice outside. When I say that, that's good. That means it's like literally not that hot. Like it's durable, but it is what it is. So, man, like how is everybody doing? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. It doesn't feel like it's been 14 days. However, it's been 14 days. So, I hope everybody has had a prosperous week. I hope whatever challenges you faced within the weeks that have passed, you accepted it, you let it go, you didn't let it consume you. You did what you needed to do that was necessary to get to the next step. And as long as we continue to do that, our paths will be so much more clear, so much more clear. So, as you like to know, I like to kick off the show with fun facts before I do anything. It's nothing wrong with a little knowledge, a little information, nothing wrong with that. So 2 weeks ago, I posed the question, why is it that people who purchase window seats when they're flying and they sit by the window, but they have the shade down? Like that just really irks me. So, as I got to thinking, I said, how about you find out why airplanes were invented? Like how they started, since I was complaining about the window thing. So our fun facts today is about how airplanes were invented, right? So airplanes were successfully invented in 1903 by the Wright brothers, right? They achieved the first powered and controlled and sustained heavier than air flight. So, this took a while, right? You know it did. However, currently in today's society, our aircraft uses aerodynamic lifts, weights, thrust, and drag, right? And they transport not just millions of passengers, but tons of cargo as well. And sometimes both at the same time. So getting back to the Wright brothers, right? Before our aircraft got off the ground, right? Of course, they had to do some testing. So on December 17, 1903, the Wright brothers, they flew their first short flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, and it lasted for only 12 seconds, right? The flight covered 1,200 feet, which was about 36.6 meters, 37 meters. And guess what? Only 5 people witnessed this short flight. And the 5 people, it was 3 men and 2 young boys, right? Now, the brothers made, on that same day, the brothers made a total of 4 flights, and each brother was taking turns controlling the controls. Now, the brother Wilbur, he flew the longest flight of the day. So his flight was 852 feet, which was about 260 meters, and his flight lasted for 59 seconds. Now, the first commercial flight was scheduled, and it took place January 1st, 1914. Now, that flight carried exactly one passenger across a 17-mile route from St. Petersburg to Tampa, Florida. So can you just imagine staying in the air for like not that long, right? You're going 17 miles. 17 miles driving is what, like maybe 15 minutes, if that, depending on how you drive. So just imagine that you're in the air and you're going 17 miles. That less than a minute. Like it's like by the time you get comfortable, you finna land. But it's gotta be like just breathtaking that's 59 seconds of something that you could always hold on and remember. Now, the aircraft had room for, of course, just one passenger, and the passenger was the former mayor of St. Petersburg, and he won the inaugural ticket at the auction for $400. Now, that ticket back in 1914 for $400 today is worth $12,000. Now, after that inaugural flight, the tickets were priced at $5. So the Wright brothers, they were inspired to do this, right? And they were inspired to do this, and they got entrance in aviation because their dad came home one day with a toy helicopter in 1878 just to give them something to play with, and they took it to a whole nother level. So hats off to the Wright brothers and their invention for the flights starting in 1903 and then again in 1914 when our flights took off. Yes, I'm so excited about that. Yes. So now I wish they, when they made the windows and they excelled, they would have made it so you can't let them down. I'm still mad about that. But I'll be all right. I got some special announcements for everyone. As you know, I can't stop saying this. It's like embedded in my head because, again, a lot of people don't know. They're unaware. Please create your IRS ID Me accounts. They're so vital. They're so important. And also create your MyTax Illinois account if you're in Illinois. If you're in the state of Indiana or if you're in another state, please create your state account because you want to know what is attached to your name and your social. You want to know what has been reported on you. Now, let's talk finance. We are on a summer schedule, yes, and our summer schedule will be held every other Saturday instead of weekly. So we're on a bi-weekly basis. So our show aired on the 6th of this month and today on the 20th, and then we air again on the 4th of July. Regardless to it being a holiday or not, we intend to still be here to deliver financial education. Why not deliver it on a day when people are spending money probably? So why not? Yes. Now, our shows will last between 60 and 75 minutes. I know the cutoff time is usually 60 minutes, but depending on that information that is going to be delivered to you that day, I want to give you all the information and not just half step it. So if I go over that 60-minute time frame, that's why. It's not like, hey, we want to take up all your time. No, that's not what we're doing. Now, got one last special announcement. Monday, July 20th, will be the 5th year that Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. has have their doors open. Yes, we will be celebrating our 5-year anniversary in person. And of course, we will be trying to stream live for the event. Yes, certain parts of the event, not the entire thing, of course, because no, who's going to do that? No, not at all. So we're going to do certain parts. We're going to stream live for you and have that available for you. So save the date, Monday, July 20th. More information to follow. Come out and celebrate with us. It's for you all. You guys just don't know what y'all do to and for Anointed County. So save the date. Save the date. Monday, July 20th. Instead of you saying, well, I don't know. I think I gotta work. I don't know. No. I'm telling you now. Take a vacation day. Take a sick day. Take a PTO day. Use some vacation hours. You got time. You can even request that day off and probably get paid for that day. And guess what? If you can't show up, no problem. No worries. We still love you here at Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. Want to give out some birthday wishes to everyone, everywhere celebrating their birthday in the month of June. We had some definitely special birthdays going out the beginning of this month. My sister Denise and my grandbaby all the way in Jamaica celebrated their birthdays on the 7th and the 17th. Now we got some more special birthdays that's coming up. My best friend, Lachey Maria, my Sherry Amore. I know that song has nothing to do with it, but it just came to mind. Her birthday is June 24th, and we have my brother coming on June 29th. Y'all get some birthday cake because y'all know I like birthday cake. And even though it's y'all birthday, that's not the point. The point is I like birthday cake, so get some birthday cake so I can have a piece. And anybody that is celebrating their birthday, please, please, please celebrate in decency and in order. You know, be grateful that whatever you have been through in those last 365 days, you are still here. There's a part in Forrest Gump when the new year strikes and the young lady tells him, you know, I just love the new year because you get another chance to start over. So, you know, look at it like that. Like, man, whatever I've done, like, I don't have to stay there. I get one more chance just to start over. Like, I'm still here to tell my story. So that's just something to think about. So celebrate, have fun, enjoy, do it in decency and in order, and save me some birthday cake. Okay? That's important. Birthday cake. As always, please love, like, share the content. It is free information. Hit that share button. Like, if we can share gossip, if we can share people's business, why not share this when it's pertaining to your finances? I think that's so important. Gotta spread the word because people, we just don't know. Literally, we just don't know. So let's spread the word. Free content. You can't get enough of having free content. Okay? Okay. Now, I got all of that excellent stuff out the way. Let's go ahead and jump right into our amazing show. Wait, every show is amazing though. But okay, let's do it. Now, welcome back to Let's Talk Finance Podcast. And here, if this is your first time joining, welcome to the family. Yes, you are family. We are all related. Cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, godparents. Like, we're here. Okay? Here on Let's Talk Finance Podcast, we break down your finances with clarity. We break down your finances with faith and empowerment. Now, here's the good thing about that. We do that because we want you to understand your money is just not about numbers. Your money is about confidence. Your money is about alignment and purpose. Okay? Definitely. So that's what we're here for. Now, as always, you know, I like to start with a question because nobody goes through this but me. And it's okay. I'm not ashamed of it because that's why I'm able to come on and deliver the information because I've went through it or I'm in it or I'm dealing with it. So who better than the person that knows it to come on and tell you about it versus someone that's just going off of hearsay? So listen, right? Have you realized that right now, today is June 20th. There's 30 days in June. which means we have 10 more days left, which means in 10 days, we will be 7 months into 2026, right? Now, I know me. I started in January and I had a solid financial plan for the business and for me personally, right? I was going to save. I had so many objectives on the personal and business side. And I had a clear, concise vision of how I saw that things were going to go. However, life happens. And unfortunately, when we're making our plans, we can't put in there, oh, the roof caved in. Oh, I broke my leg. Oh, the economy stopped, so I have no source of income. Unfortunately, we can't put those exact dates in there when life happens. Maybe we're going through a bad breakup. Maybe we have a child on the way. And, we're just not fully prepared. Inflation is something else. So, like, life happens, right? Unexpected expenses, business revenue shifted, your priorities have changed. Like, so much stuff happens, right? Now, typically during the summer, right? We all plan for vacations. There's a lot of outdoor events, activities, and festivals. And, we didn't put that in our plans. It just wasn't there because we live in the moment, or we live by conversation, meaning we're at the table, we're all having a good time. Yo, I think we all need to book a cruise, and somebody pull out their phone or their tablet and they on Norwegian or they're on Carnival, and now they done booked the cruise. Now everybody coming up with their down payment. That's how that happens. A lot of times we don't plan it like we should plan it. So guess what? If that's you, because it may not be you, this conversation is for you today. And with that being said, here's my question to you. Does changing your plan mean you have failed? Or does it simply mean it's time to address your strategy? Address your strategy. Because sometimes we think, man, we didn't follow through with our plan, so we failed. That's not always the case. Why not take that and said, you know what? We done did this. This is where we are. This is how much time we have left. Now, let's re-strategize. A lot of times we don't do that. But here's the thing, right? Successful individuals, a lot of businesses, they don't follow a perfect plan. Not at all. Because again, nothing is perfect. You can plan, but nothing is perfect. The most financially successful people are people that face setbacks. So if you haven't faced a setback, you don't know what it is to go through. You don't know what it is to strive and succeed. And I'm not saying that those are the only people that succeed. Oh, absolutely not. And if you didn't have a setback and you're successful, you're blessed. But you have some entrepreneurs, such as myself. I've had several setbacks, and yet we're still here. So you have to take everything at face value. So let's talk about it, right? Today on our show, we're going to be discussing how to reset and refocus on your financial plans, how to make smart adjustments to your tax and your business strategies. We forget about that. Also, we're going to be talking about how you can enjoy the summer by also being responsible. And we're going to talk about creating a balance between living for today and planning for tomorrow. I know I said a lot, but hey, it's a lot of information to give you. So this may be one of those 75-minute shows. It's water time. Okay. So as everyone knows, we're past mid-year, right? Because June 1st, we're at that mid-year section, right? Some things, it's like it come and just hit us, bam. And it's like, wait, man, it's June already? Yes, that happens, right? So, your mid-year financial review, and this is what everyone should be doing, not just on the business side, but on the personal side too, because your personal finances has an effect on your personal life. So please don't think that this is just for entrepreneurs, because it's not. It's for you personally. You hear so many people say, I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. No, we don't have to do that. That's why I encourage everyone to do a mid-year review. And your mid-year review, it helps you make better decisions, and it helps you remember what your goals are and how to stay on target, right? So again, a lot of people start their journey January, and this may be considered their New Year's resolution, right? And that's what we like to call it. Whatever feels best for you, that's going to make you stay on top of it, I encourage you to do that. Now, those same individuals, myself included, that started this ultimate plan in January, I stopped working on it in March. Don't know why I stopped. Maybe life happened. Maybe I got some curveballs thrown at me. However, it's not at the front of my mind anymore. I've pushed it to the back, meaning I know it's there and I'm going to get back to it when I can. I haven't completely forgot about it, but it's just not right here at the frontal part, right? Sometimes we even ignore signs until the end and it's too late. Sometimes we miss opportunities. Let me rephrase that. Sometimes I ignore warning signs and I miss opportunities, because I'm sure nobody else does that. Just me. Not a problem. Now, successful individuals and business owners, let me tell you a secret, right? Here is what we can all start doing, and we can be better because we can make this so repetitious, right? Review our progress regularly. That's so important. How does it look? How does the books look? How does your money look? How does your bills look? That's important because you need to know where you stand. Make adjustments early if you can. Identify changes before they become problems. So if you see that you have this one account and they keep increasing their monthly payments, it feels like they're doing it every 3 months, but it may be every 8 to 12 months. If that's a problem for you, eliminate it. If you have it coming out of bank account 1 and it should be coming out of bank account 2, then alleviate that problem. Switch it to another bank account. But don't put that added stress on you when you don't have to put that added stress on you, right? It's not necessary. If you feel you've lost yourself or you've lost momentum, here's what I encourage you to do, right? 3 steps, right? You got to review, reassess, and refocus. Now, during your review process, and this is just you, and again, let me rephrase that, this is me. This is how we do it. Because see, I have a meeting with the committee in my head every day. Sometimes we have about 3 or 4 meetings because we just sometimes don't be on the same path. And we got to get there. So while you're reviewing, ask yourself, what goals have I achieved? Because you've achieved some. What goals need adjustments? You got those goals that you put in the books on in January, but from March, something happened. Anything happened. Life, finances, love, whatever came in, the weather, something. You know what I'm saying? What goals need adjusting? You make those adjustments. These are questions you're asking yourself. What obstacles have slowed down my progress. So if I'm trying to progress, what is standing in my way? Because if something is standing in your way, it's just not time. It's kind of like you're getting ready to go out for an event, but something just keep happening and you just can't get out that door. My best friend has always told me if it happens like that with her, she's going to sit still because that means it's just not time for her to move yet. And it's okay. That means when it comes to whatever slowing down this progress, it may not be the right course of action at this right time. We could always revisit it though, and then ask yourself, what opportunities have appeared since January? Because some have appeared. Some, again, I have missed. I don't know about y'all, but I've missed. But guess what? What if those same opportunities are there? I just had a young lady tell me yesterday a situation she was dealing with, and she said she felt kind of baffled. She had to ask God and was like, are you serious? Because no, you told me something else. You got to be playing a joke on me. And again, whatever obstacle that was, she knew that she was going to come out on top. And that's what we have to do in our review process. We have to own it and claim it. We have to know when to readjust. We have to know when to reassess. When we're reassessing, we're updating our timelines when necessary. Whether we updated in March, whether we updated in May, whether we updated in September, we have to have the wherewithal to know, look, it's time to make the necessary changes we need to make. We need to prioritize our goals that matter most. So you may have 5 goals out there. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be debt free. I want to start payroll. I want to hire 5 people that I can depend on when it comes to time management. Those may be 4 things that you want to focus on. And guess what? Prioritize each one of them. Which one needs the most attention? Then after you do that, eliminate goals that no longer assist you with your current circumstances. Didn't say get rid of it. Eliminate it for the time being, because right now it's not helping you in what you're trying to do. It's creating that stumbling block because maybe you're not where you need to be in order to get to that situation to help you. So it's not going to work. It's like building a house. You have to design the house before you build it. You can't just up and just go throw something together. That's not going to work. Now, after we done reassessed, we got to now refocus. And how do we refocus? We create action steps for each quarter. Quarters 1, 2, 3, and 4. But now that we're going to be in quarter 3, it's quarter 3 and 4. Break longer goals into smaller milestones, because now it looks like a really big goal. And in that goal, you may have 6 actions. Guess what? Prioritize those actions. Take the top one and work on that one. Once you work on that one, you scratch that off and you move to another one. And it's like you're building blocks. You're building on top of building on top of building. And it's okay to do that. Then once you've done that, you celebrate your progress. Celebrate it. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Whether you take yourself out to eat, whether you congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the back, whether you buy yourself a balloon, it's okay to celebrate the small wins. Now that we've laid the foundation for that, it's time to incorporate the importance of having flexibility when you're creating wealth building. Sometimes we forget about that. We think about our generational wealth building, but we don't just think about wealth building itself. We have to have that before we can put our blocks on top of that. Now, here's a reality check for you, right? Financial plans should be flexible enough to withstand any economic changes, any business frustrations, any family needs, any health concerns, any new opportunities. Your financial plans should be able to reflect that. Does that mean that's your profit and loss statement and your balance sheet? Absolutely not. That means that's your budget and your forecast. This doesn't just have to deal with entrepreneurs. This could deal with self, because best believe what you're going to do for your business, you're going to do for yourself, because you don't want that mental anguish on you. You want to be prepared. You want to know what's going on. So therefore, you're going to take those steps to make sure it happens. So just because it looks like this right now doesn't mean that that's how it's going to look in the future. That's why you have your budget and your cash flow statement. Now, I want you to take this opportunity and look at it from this situation. If you revised your plan, that doesn't mean that your plan failed. That just means you had to enhance it, which means you had to enhance it to fit the case in point at hand that you're dealing with. My plan initially started, I wanted to be global. I wanted to have an office in every state and in every country, kind of like George Jefferson, a location near you. That doesn't mean that that plan won't come to its fruition, because it will, just not right now. So I have to revise my plans. Have I failed? Absolutely not, because I'm still located near you. Now, you can look at that any way you see fit, whether it's virtually near you, whether it's via telephone near you, whether it's we meeting at Dunkin' Donuts near you, or you're coming to the office. But I'm going to meet you, and you're going to meet me. So however you look at that is on you, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. Understand that by Q3, most businesses and individuals know what their finances look like. They know the departments that's going to close. They know the layoffs that they're going to have. They know how the bonus structures are going to work. They know how to cut the bonuses, etc. And we should know the same, depending on our attitude and our work ethics and how we perform. That's on the personal side. On the business side, have we stopped commingling our funds? Have we stopped spending with our emotions? Have we stopped just going to get just because everyone else has it? Have we made a plan to say, look, I'm going to celebrate this win, but right now I just can't do it? So you need to ask yourself, and not just yourself, this is where your staff meetings come in at, or your meetings that you have with your upper management. Let's talk about what's working for the business. Then let's talk about what's not working. Because guess what? At least you can say you tried, and that's just not working for you. Where are our growth opportunities? Where do our growth opportunities lie at? What needs to be improved before December 31st? Because here comes January again, and you don't want to take in January what didn't work for 2026. You want to be, okay, this didn't work, so now I'm going to do this. Like, I know when I make a pan of brownies, I can't just make the little 9 by 13 pan. No, I need the small aluminum pan, the big one. I know that. So because I know that, I make sure I make enough. When you're doing all these steps, just trying to make it make sense, just trying to live a productive and flexible lifestyle, just trying to be that better entrepreneur or that better individual that's trying to do best with their finances, especially if you're in conversation. And let's just say you hear your friends or family talking about their finances. Sometimes we sit and be quiet and don't say nothing because it's like, ooh, if you going through that, I'm going to keep my mouth closed. I don't want you talking about me. That's the time to talk about it. That's the time when you should be telling people, look, subscribe to this YouTube channel because this lady is talking real stuff. And she's talking about her. I can't tell you anything if I haven't been through it. With that being said, we got to know how to review and remain in control. And how does that work? What are our revenue trends? What is our revenue doing monthly? What are our expenses? Are we monitoring our tax obligations? What is our profitability at? Do we need to update our goals? Do we need to do it now quarterly versus doing it annually? Because there's a disconnect somewhere. How is the marketing going? Should we use another marketing method? Are we tracking our business performance? What are our analytics? Client retention, how does that look? How does the cash flow look? Are we staying focused on our progress rather than being focused on being perfect? Because sometimes if it's not perfect, we just don't want to continue with it. But darn it being perfect, just look at it. What is the progress? How is it coming out? How has it worked for others? Listen, people, it's just as important to reset and refocus your personal goals just like it is your business goals. Sometimes I forget, and again, I can't talk about nobody but me. Sometimes I forget that financial success isn't just about working harder. It's not. It's also about learning. And while you're learning, enjoying what you're learning. It's about being responsible and protecting your financial future while building. Again, did not say it wasn't going to be any setbacks. Didn't say you wasn't going to cry. Didn't say you wasn't going to curse. Didn't say you wasn't going to shut the computer off and walk out the office. Didn't say you wasn't going to do any of that. I know I do. I don't know about y'all. Some days I be like, you know what? Look, this it. Look, I don't got no room for no more gray hair. Just F it. Period. But that's me. That ain't nobody else. Being in the financial industry, I've learned to enjoy life without having financial regret. And do you know that some of us carry that on the personal side as well as the business side? And what do I mean by that? Listen, did you all know that a lot of people increase their spending during the summer because of travel and entertainment and festivities? Remember, I said earlier that we don't plan for this. We just sit at the table and talk about it. But what happens if we plan for it and we included our trip is paid for, our flight is paid for, our excursions is paid for, our spending money is already saved, and with our spending money, we got an extra couple hundred just in case something happened while we're out. Did you know that in order to do that, you got to have a plan, which means you got to budget, which means you got to write it down, which means it got to make sense, which means you don't think of your plan on Monday, put it in effect on Tuesday, do it on Wednesday, and it fell on Thursday, and you do it right back again. No, that means you sit down for a couple days and you think about this plan. You write your plan and your ideals down. You prioritize them and you come back and say, okay, I got the flight. I know who I'm flying with. These are my reasons why. This is who I'm going through. I know why. Hey, it works for me. This is how much it costs. So remember that 50, 30, 20 rule? What rule are you going to put this in? Because now you want to save. Maybe you want to go on a trip in 2 years. Now you have 24 months to make sure your cruise is paid for, your flight is paid for, and you're spending money. So instead of you looking at it as having 24 months, why don't you say you have maybe 15 months? And then the rest of those months, that'll be your play money that you're just saving. Oh, I guess I'll put away 300 right now. Oh, I'll put away 350 right now. And you keep building on that. So now you have extra money to spend, and you have extra money just in case something happens. Now, peak game. Let's say when you go on vacation after doing all this, you have money left over, you can reinvest that money. And that's having fun without regretting. Okay? You have to have a budget. Know what you want to do. Them emergencies are important. I'm telling you, networking with that is important. Okay? It's important to have the education about that. It's important to remember that, listen, what if you're traveling for your business and you still want to have fun? That's fine. You just have to separate those receipts because you're going on a networking event. That's great. You can know what to give your accountant as your write-offs. Know what documents to submit. Let's just say you want to enhance your education in your business. You can do that. You may take CE courses. You may take workshops. You may go get certifications. You may do professional training that lasts maybe a week or so. Whatever it is that you're doing, those are considered deductions for you on your return. But you have to know what to save. You can't just up and say, well, my husband decided to go to school, so, I just took him down there and I spent $200 in gas. I'm sorry, that's not a write-off. What does that have to do with you or your business? Like, no, you can't do that. But we try, and I get it. We just can't do that. It's best to understand and remember. Always keep your receipts. Always document everything. Records are so important. And if you're that comfortable with your preparer or your accountant, hey, look, I'm going out of town. I'm finna send you over these records. Just put them in my file because I know when I come see you, I don't want to forget nothing. You will let me know what I can and can't write off. Now, we as entrepreneurs and individuals, we have slow peaks. And we have to know how to utilize our slow peaks as well as being productive. So, for instance, when I'm slow, when anointed accounting is slow, we deal with a lot of back end stuff that's reviewing. We're testing software. We're testing networks. We're seeing what works for the business. We're testing out and building our education. So many times clients have left information and just want a better understanding of it. This is our research time. This is you better get to know what's coming out for next year. That's what I do when I'm slow. I make all those enhancements to the business plan, the marketing plan, the social media plan. That's what that slow peak is for. And you still go out there and you market yourself because you want people to know who you are. You take that same energy and do it for you personally. We prepare for quarter 4 because, again, quarter 3, we already know what's going to happen. We know what we're going to do. We just got to see how it's going to look for the end of the year. Water time. We have to have a forecast for our revenue. We have to plan, especially if we're going to run promotions. I know sometimes we think it's nice, okay, this is how you get business, and it is, but you also have to factor in how does that finance going to look for you? Have you planned accordingly to run that promotion? Are you set in stone to run that promotion for the upcoming quarter? You have to balance. You have to. Your goals, have to be aligned with your purpose. And in doing all of this, you have to protect your peace. You have to know how to manage your finances wisely. And you have to prioritize your health, because all of this will play a factor on your health, and not just mentally, physically, and emotionally. It'll play a part on you. I tell people, I may not have birthed any children, but when you're an entrepreneur, you have a child, because you put money into your child. You talk to your business. You are the business. You build that relationship with your business. You get people to trust you. You're vulnerable to a lot of people. You get tired of what's going on. You get tired of people sometimes. Sometimes professionalism go out the door. I don't know about y'all, but I done it. I had one lady tell me before, Shavonda, you can't run my money away. Only I can. And that makes sense. That makes sense. But this is what Shavonda does. This ain't what nobody else do, because ain't nobody else went through that but Shavonda. And in doing so, you still have to manage to continue to build wealth. You still have to manage to do that. Didn't say that it was going to be easy, because it's not going to be easy. And as an entrepreneur, you learn that. And sometimes it gets heavy. Sometimes you look at it and be like, what did I get myself into? But you got to go back. And that's why those reviews are so important. That's why having those conversations with your staff, having those conversations with yourself in your business meetings, putting everything down on paper, making it make sense, because you need to know where you are mid-year and end of year. If there's anything that you're questioning, say you're a sole proprietor, you're by yourself, hey, you lean on your accountant or your tax preparer. That's what they are there for. You bounce ideals off them. This is what Let's Talk Finance is for. We talk about this here. We help you. We want you to be better when it's dealing with your finances. Because listen, when you're dealing with finances, that's a headache in itself, whether you're dealing with it on the personal side or on the business side. Some of the things that can happen on the personal side, let's say the car broke down. Let's just say the kids need to come back home, whether it's for a week, a month, a year, or indefinite. Let's just say the economy has said, okay, we're doing layoffs. Things look different when your finances look different. Now you're stressing. Now that's emotional stress. But ain't nobody went through that but me. So it's okay. But you got to learn how to say, you know what? I can't let this kill me. I can't let this stress me, because stress is a silent killer. And we will allow our finances to break us down, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. We will allow it to break us down if we don't take control over that. We have the control. And how do we utilize that control? We talk to our accountants. We talk to our preparers. Anything we don't understand, especially if it's not in our industry, especially if this is not our area of expertise, we reach out. The analogy that I use often is, you cannot tell me how it is to be in prison if you've never been. How can you tell me how it is? You can't. You've never been. But see, I can tell you about having a negative checking account. I can tell you about robbing Peter to pay Paul. I can tell you about wanting to close the doors and say F it. I can tell you about starting a business. I can tell you about those days when it gets so hectic and so miserable. You sit here and you cry and you cry and you cry. And maybe you even give up on your faith because it's like, why? Because I've been there. I can tell you about the success when you feel like you on top of the world and things are going your way. I can tell you how the reviews go when you sit down and review your finances and you look at it and you make adjustments. I can tell you how it goes when you sit and you talk to somebody on your staff, and whether you like it or not, that they're telling you the truth. They're going to put you in your place in a professional way so you can see it from another angle, because that's just going to help you. I can tell you how I feel to spin with emotions and regret and be like, man, because I've been there. I've walked that walk within this time frame of it being 5 years. But ain't nobody else been through that. That's why I'm here to help you, to guide you on the business side and on the personal side, because it's important. And I tell everyone this all the time. If you've gotten to a level in life where you can't learn anymore, then maybe this is not for you, because you know it all. And if that's you, hey, I tilt my hat to you. Listen, my people, I love y'all. And I want all of us to be better. And being better, I want all of us to do better. And is it a struggle? Absolutely, it's a struggle. Is it hard? Absolutely. Is the economy play a big role on it? And finances? Absolutely. Is it easier said than done? Absolutely. But nothing beats a failure but a try. And sometimes we have to sacrifice. Y'all look, y'all know I love my haircuts. Y'all know I love my color and getting my hair done. I haven't been. I have to get a sacrifice because I got some other priorities I got to take care of. But I still look decent. I still look neat. That's the bigger picture. Do I look presentable? Absolutely. Do I smell good from head to toe? Absolutely. Can I stand in the crowd? Absolutely. So it's not about how fresh the lining look or the color look. That's the enhancement. The priority is, how am I delivering what needs to be delivered? Am I showing up? And that's what we have to look at. So it's okay to sacrifice. It's okay to say, no, I'm not going to do that this week. I'm going to wait because I got something better that needs to be taken care of. I got 2 takeaways for everybody today out of everything I done talked about, right? And I don't know if I said the name of our show, and if I didn't, I apologize. But the name of our show today is Budgeting with Joy. You have to be excited while you're making a budget with your finances. Last night, an individual just told me, I don't got no money. And the reason I don't have no money is because I go to work every day and work for my money. So when I get my paycheck, I'm spending my money on me. That's why I don't got no money. I'm booking a trip and I'm going somewhere because I work for my little tools and fuse. And I feel that on so many levels. So my takeaways for you today is, my first one is, let's look at a financial plan. A financial plan for us on the personal or business side. It's not a contract, okay? It's a roadmap. Understand that you want to be that successful person that's able to revisit your roadmap. You want to revise your roadmap if necessary. If you need to redirect, you want to be the one that's in control of redirecting that roadmap. Your plans, your circumstances may change, and it's okay, but you want to ensure that you have the flexibility as well as the financial strength to keep it moving and block out that weakness, because weakness will creep in and it'll make you feel so undeserving and you will forget where you are. I don't know about y'all, but it did it to me a couple times. That's why I'm able to tell you about it with a smile, because I overcame that. And again, some nights me and Anointed Accounting be in here going at it. We be arguing. But it's okay because we come out on top, because we put our plan together after we're done arguing. We review, we revise, and I have to remember that I'm the one in control. You have to do that with you as well as with your business, and it's okay. And even if you have to take a step back and say, you know what, let me calm down and come back to this, it's okay to do that, because I've done that too. My takeaway too for you is you don't have to choose between enjoying yourself today and preparing for tomorrow. What if I told you you can enjoy yourself the rest of the year without any regret? And how do you do that? You plan intentionally, with intention. You discipline your spending. If you know you want to do something, that means you prepare for it. Be consistent. My brother told me, Shamon, sometimes it's more better to have favor than money. And that is a positive saying. That's how you revisit a lot of things that's going on. Tap into your favor that's over you, that you have. Go forth and know that what's yours is yours. Experience what should be yours. At least you can say you tried. So I want us to take a step back, right? Because as we're wrapping up our conversation for today, I want you to all remember, please, whether you're watching on the live, whether you catching little sneak peeks, whether you come back and watch it at a later date. Listen, we're halfway through the year. We literally have 5.5 more months left in this year, because we're about to be in month number 7. This is our checkpoint, okay? Whether you've exceeded your expectations or you have fallen way behind. I've fallen behind. Way behind. It's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to review. It's okay to reassess. It's okay to refocus. Financial success is built through awareness. Financial success is built through consistency. Financial success is built through willingness and making adjustments. And once we accept that, we'll be in a much better headspace. Take some time this week to review your finances, whether it's personal or business, right? Revisit your goals. Redo your SMART goals if need be. Readjust them. Turn them into milestones. Make them smaller milestones. Instead of making it due in 3 months or 6 months, make it due in a year or 3 years. Look at your performance. Create you a plan and plan ahead. Celebrate any win. I don't care if it's big or small. If you achieved it, you celebrate it because you did that. No one knows what it took to you to get to that standpoint. So you do that personally and financially. Give yourself permission to enjoy the journey while being committed to your long-term success. You have to. You can't always beat yourself up. Stop trying to be perfect because it's only one that was perfect. So look, before we leave today, I also want to acknowledge that we are in the month of June, and June is observed for men's mental health awareness as well as Alzheimer's awareness, Alzheimer's and brain awareness. Check in on somebody and check on yourself, and then call somebody if you need some help, because it's okay not to be okay. Literally, especially when you're dealing with your finances. I want to thank everyone that stopped by now. I want to thank everybody that tuned in right now. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in later. I even want to thank the ones that's not tuning in, that's going to tune in at some point, whether it's now, tomorrow, next year, or a year after. Thank you. I would like for you to share the content because it's free. Hit that share button. Again, if we can share gossip, we can share this about our finances because our finances are so important. You need to make a comment on it. We love your feedback. Visit our YouTube station. Subscribe to the channel. All our social media platforms are at Anointed Accounting. Our website is www.anointedaccounting.com. Our telephone number is 312-837-7219. My name is Shavonna, and I am the Allure of Abundance for Let's Talk Finance podcast. I am wishing you all a phenomenal next 14 days. I send you peace. I send you love. I send you happiness. I send you grace. I want everyone to be encouraged. Keep walking with purpose and give yourself grace. Until next time, be good. I love y'all.